Hey, folks, welcome to Market Intraday Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. This video for Tuesday, May 22nd, 2012 is sponsored by Realtik. All right, guys, markets continue to inch higher today after a very big rally yesterday. Dow up 45 points, S&P up 6, NASDAQ up about 5 points on the day. And again, you can clearly see that we are higher than yesterday's close after the great rally yesterday. Today is much more of a pause-ish type day. You can see the initial early push up. We went right into a major level of resistance, pulled back, smaller pop, pulled back, smaller pop. Notice the lower highs. Here's a high, here's a lower high, here's an even lower high on the day. That's just telling us that essentially this market is, it's still a market where people are scared based on what's going on in Europe. Obviously, the Facebook fiasco has probably dampened some expectations as well for how high the rally can take us for a day or two here. And that's just, showing us the charts are telling us the truth in terms of minor gains today, which is exactly what I was calling for yesterday. You guys know going into the week, I said rally Monday. It's exactly what happened. Tuesday was more of a pause day, in my opinion, and I do think we'll get some more upside later this week or early next week, but there could be a down day tomorrow on Wednesday to deal with that we have to kind of pay attention to based on what's going on in Europe. Europe has not just vanished off the face of the earth. I mean, keep that in mind. There is still a possibility. In terms of resistance levels, this was the beauty of the day. I gave this to my members in the intraday stock chat. If I zoom out, take a look. Pivot low from the 15th and the 16th right there. That was the obvious level. If we zoom out even more, the level turns out to be an even better level going back to really February, early February, late January, this area. And that's where the market stalled out today. And it's not going to really break higher until it takes that level out. Once it takes that level out, it should take a nice move higher, but I don't foresee that happening at least until probably Thursday or so. All right, so again, market's just kind of holding steady here. This is classic consolidation pattern, which is sideways action. And again, notice the big up move yesterday and this morning, and then sideways action. And again, we'll see where this all takes place and takes us to. Looking at some of the charts, folks, I've been long JP Morgan with my members. Today we are rocking it big time. This is another winning trade given out here. Again, including the nightly technical analysis videos, which are posted in the Research Center, and the hot charts and alerts, which are part of the Research Center. I gave out 8 trades in the last 3 days, or essentially we closed out or are in the money on 8 trades in the last 3 trading days since Friday. And that essentially has given us some major profits. I mean, talk about knocking it out of the park over just the last 3 days. I've made enough to really cover my full month of expectations for myself, and now it's just all gravy, as have many members. Many members made enough to pay the subscription service here at In the Money Stocks for years going forward just on the last few trades, and now it's just gravy going forward for them as well. So JP Morgan, huge bounce up $1.80, great move there. Again, it was a no-brainer to bounce based on these 2 levels, and again, based on the fact that we knew the market was about to bounce as well, thus letting us accumulate shares down in this lower range. JPM, again, great trade there. Looking at a couple other ones as well, we obviously are taking a look at some of the other positions, namely LVS hit its first target today. Las Vegas Sands, this was my entry right down here, given in the Research Center hot charts and alerts. And again, folks, there's a 7-day free trial for the Research Center, and that was your entry right there for the pop. Beautiful pop. We basically made $2.50 on the first half, break even stop now, and just enjoying the ride. Looking at some stocks not performing well today, Facebook is obviously the one that everyone is talking about. The more people dislike it on TV, the more I'm getting interested in possibly picking it up. I will obviously keep my members fully appraised if I decide to accumulate any shares, but right now I'm staying back. I don't think it's worth it just yet, but I am starting to take note based on the overly bearish sentiment in the media. Media is always wrong, folks. They pumped this thing prior to it debuting, thus telling us it was a top and it would fall, and then ultimately now they're hating on it nonstop, which is telling us it's probably getting near a bottom. I think it bounces back to $35 a share in the not-too-distant future, personally. All right, so a lot of people saying, oh, it's not worth it, blah, 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 blah. Nonsense. Oh, its PE is 100. Well, look at the PE of Amazon. Amazon's got $125 PE. All right, and PE, when you're talking about a growth stock that should grow fast, is not as much an issue. The key is they have to grow into that, and they have to show us continued growth. But it's all about the story of Facebook. It's all about the story. And that's what you're essentially buying into the future. And that's what apparently they were all talking about before it came out. It was so funny how they talked about it, the media. They were like, oh, you're buying a stock that, it's all about the future, the future, the future. Now they're saying, oh, you got to sell it because you don't know if the future is going to be. It's talking out of both sides of their mouth. And honestly, it makes me sick. But I profit off of it. And I just wish we had more members here to themoneystocks.com to really help and let them know. All these retail investors that got burned on this, I got asked plenty of times would I buy Facebook when it opened, and I said no way. Now I'm saying possibly, and I'll bet you 95% of the retail public is probably looking to sell it at this point, just as I'm getting interested in buying it. And again, I'm not saying I'm buying it yet. I want to make that clear. I still think it could go down to about $30, but in that range when everyone else is hating and the hate is at the max, that's probably where I'll step up, and I'll keep you guys posted inside the research center in the hot charts and alerts. Apple today is up a couple dollars. Apple had a monster day yesterday, although it has faded off the highs just like the market. That's coming in. Google also selling off a little bit, down about $11 here. Nice little double bottom on Google from a couple days ago. I mean, just take this little pivot bottoming tail right here, draw a trend line right across, and you have today's lows essentially right there. So that's kind of a nice little chart and a nice little bounce there. All right. Looking at some other stocks out there, what else is moving? We talked about JP Morgan. Financials are continuing to be strong. Goldman Sachs up $2.18. Very nice move on Goldman Sachs, as well as Bank of America, Wells Fargo. The banking stocks, the financials are really what's leading this rally today. They did not participate yesterday. JPM was down yesterday. Today, they're the ones leading it. There's most other sectors are just kind of greenish. It's not like they're having big gains. It's more of just a flattish to maybe slightly green seasoning to them. All right, what else do we want to talk about here? What else is important going into the afternoon session? PCX, Patriot Coal, is getting talked about a little bit. The stock has had a monster rally. I mean, this is ridiculous, the rally on this thing off the lows. But basically, there was a customer of theirs that was going to default, and then there's rumors out that they might be going bankrupt and all this. And then they came out with a little news they'd already released saying, oh, we have this credit facility to tap into, and the stock has just had a record surge back here. I mean, the stock is up it's up 100% off its lows. Get that, folks, 100% from $1.36 to 270 here, just from those lows of the day. Am I looking to buy it? No way. Am I looking to short it? No way. There's no trade here. We're not in the gambling business, folks. Everyone, people that don't know Wall Street, don't know trading, they say, oh, you're just gambling nonsense. All right, there's a reason why I gave out 8 trades in the last 3 days or so, and they're all winners, because we have calculated methodology, proprietary methodology that gives us a major bias towards winning on essentially 9 trades out of every 10. And as long as we're analyzing it correctly, that's our ratio. So it's not gambling. You don't gamble. Patriot Coal will be a gamble. All right, you have to take calculated risks where you think you have a 90% chance of winning that trade, not because you hope you do, but because the technicals and the research and the proprietary analysis tells you do. Hope that makes sense, folks, all right? What else do we have here? Let's take a look at some other stocks out there in the news. ExxonMobil is always one we like to look at here. Exxon on an intraday basis is just chopping slightly positive. Chevron up 14 cents as well. Really no movement there. IBM, taking a quick look at IBM here. Let's see if there's anything there. Nope. Small bearish pattern, but it's trying to negate it by closing up in this range. But I don't really see anything there that would warrant a trade on that. Let's take a look at Microsoft. 4 cents higher on Microsoft right now. A little bit of a bullish pattern, but that actually looks like it's trying to negate itself as well. So it just tells us, to be honest, as I look through all these charts, I'm seeing a lot of mixed signals. And when you get mixed signals as a smart investor or trader, you stay back and you wait for the better setups. If you're not getting good enough setups, if you have mixed signals, it's telling you to stay back and stay in cash. And that's what I'm going to do. Again, I still have some swing trades out there, but they're all on the money at this point on the large caps or ETFs. And I have break-even stops on a majority of them. So, I mean, it's ruling the world one day at a time here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. Plenty of profits to go along. And, again, I give out all my swing trade alerts. Anything I take as a swing trade goes out in the research center. If you want to take the 7-day free trial, it's there for the taking at InTheMoneyStocks.com. Try it out. Many members, again, just in the free trial, have made enough to pay for multiple years of the service just based on the winners we've had over the last couple days. It's been an awesome couple days, guys. And again, it'll continue because the velocity of this market, the volatility of this market will continue. In addition, there's in any market we can make money. We were short a couple weeks ago, made tons of money. Long now, made tons of money. I'm neither a bull nor a bear. You shouldn't be either. You just want to trade what you see, trade what the charts are telling you to do. All right, have a great afternoon, great evening, folks. Again, just checking back on the SPY. You can see we're just kind of hovering here. Again, those lower highs continuing, and you're just hanging out right above or right underneath the 20 moving average there. All right, guys, take care. And again, come join us here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. We'll see you soon for plenty of profits. Take care.